Jerry. What's up, Jerry? Um, we got Lisa. How you doing? I think we've, well, not going to get ahead of ourselves, but I think we're getting ahead of this censorship. David, how you doing? Kind of. I'll explain in a minute. Carolyn, hello. A lot of good things to talk about tonight. Outlaw Josie Wales. Yeah, that's my role. Lisa, hello. Good movie. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes here, guys, and we'll get started. So, our average views on our live chats, if you remember last year, we'd only been going about 4 months, I think, or so. And we were getting up into the thousands of views on the live chat. I think many were over 2,000. We had a couple over 3,000, and I think our best was like 3,500. And then all of a sudden, bang, they put the shadow banning on us, and it just tanked. We dropped to 100. So it went from 3,500 to 100 virtually overnight. Well, with some of the new things I've been doing, we're getting around their banning. We're just basically overpowering the system with all these new people we have coming in. And we just went over 500 views last night, which is the first time we've been over 500 in 6 months at least. And it's like been the last 3 days have been progressively increasing. So it was like a couple hundred a few days, and then it was like 300, and so it's like climbing, and I think it's only going to go up from here, guys. So keep sharing these chats and all other content. That's how we beat these guys at their own game. Keep fighting the system. James, how you doing? Mike, what's up? Who else do we get in here? Laura, hello. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Swampwatch. 12/21/19, the winter solstice. I posted a video from Jennifer Mack earlier interviewing Juan O'Savin. And I hope all of you figured that out. Juan 107, which in Dramachi would be 17. There's some connection with, I think, Vincent Fusca, possibly JFK Jr., the Trump administration. There's definitely, they did a lot of interviews in the last year or two with Theo McConnell. And anyway, interesting stuff. And for any of you who haven't researched Vincent Fusca, Fusca, go to Jennifer Mack's channel and look at some of that video. Crazy stuff. Anyway, it kind of, in the video, they talk about the solstice, the winter solstice. And that is one of the big days for Satanists, is the, because it's the longest night of the year, the dark, right? There has the theme over the last year or so that we've kind of been waiting on the swamp draining has been that they wanted to do to the globalist, the Satanist, what they do to us. Hit them on one of their big days. And for those that don't know, Juan talked about it today. The actual birth date of Jesus is 9/11. That's why they picked that date. So it's been talked about that they were going to pick a date. You know, Halloween came up because that's another big one for them, that was a possibility. I think that might have been the first choice. And then, you know, this is all about, it's a very fluid situation, guys. Has a lot to do with not only the legal aspect of what's going on, but the threats that the deep state still have. And that's a big part of the equation, is that they want to neutralize as many of the big threats that the deep state had before they start the takedown, because they know when that happens, all the stops come out. Like we're seeing with the impeachment. This is a direct result. The impeachment has nothing to do with President Trump, as you can see, with no evidence. It has to do with them being fearful of being taken down, of the swamp draining. They know it's coming, and that's why we've got this impeachment sham. That's why they're going through this exercise and embarrassing themselves every day, because the alternative is to throw in the towel. So here's the other thing. Russia is doing a test, a nationwide test, shutting the internet down in Russia for the whole nation on Monday. Well, if they are taking down the deep state this weekend, starting tonight, what do you think's going to happen to the banks on Monday? There's a good chance that this is like a clue. And listen, anybody who thinks, no matter what's going on in the media, because that's all theater, that Russia and the United States are at odds, doesn't understand the dynamics going on there. They're having to play that game because of the whole Russian collusion thing. President Trump and Putin can't appear too buddy-buddy right now. And it's more a matter of keeping the fence sitters calm. What they don't want is for everything to go down and for there to be a fear, especially in the conservative ranks. And you'll hear some of these, there's some crazy people on the right. I mean, there's crazy people on both sides. But there are people who think on the right who think President Trump is a globalist insider because he's got money, so he must be part of them. Nothing could be further from the truth. He's 100% patriot, and he is working with Putin, but it's to combat the deep state. Listen, Putin threw the central bank out of Russia. He is at war with the globalists before we were. Um, Mark my words, we are going to be great allies with Russia. Um, as soon as we get through the swamp, they'll start cozying up a little bit more, and it's going to be a great thing for the world. And I think China is going to slowly get drawn into that because eventually they're going to discover that their only chance for survival is to get along. I think they're on that path now, but they are. I'm going to talk about that too. They're ready to go down. I just talked last week about the first state-owned bond that defaulted in China in more than 20 years, and this is something that the experts, the so-called mainstream media experts, have said would never happen because China would never allow themselves to lose face by letting a state-owned bond default. Well, it defaulted. And now they're saying they're worried about a domino effect, that this is going to run through and could be what takes China down. The two biggest threats we have to the economy right now are China's economy and Deutsche Bank. Probably one of those two things would take the economy down, but there's a chance. I've been saying all along, there's a couple of ways this can go when the economy finally tanks. It's either going to go on its own, something like China's bonds, domino effect, and they all go, and the bond market in the world goes. The problem is it's all too interconnected, guys. In 1929, the Great Depression, only 30% of the people in the United States were impacted by the Great Depression. And less than 5% of the world was affected by it. In today's world, when this goes, it's a worldwide thing. The economy and the banks are so interconnected today that when one goes, they all go. That's why when Deutsche Bank goes, they're all going down. And just the Brexit that they just now confirmed that they are leaving the EU, the UK is leaving the EU, that's going to cause the EU to collapse. Bottom line is, it's going to happen either organically, it's going to happen, option two is the deep state takes it down when President Trump pulls the trigger on the swamp takedown. They will not allow this economy to keep rolling if they're going to jail. They will take it down in a heartbeat, which could be Monday on a swamp takedown. President Trump could declare a reset. That is going to happen eventually. Most Christians have heard of the Jubilees, which from the Old Testament, every 7 years, they had a Jubilee. They'd wipe out the debt. Anything you owed to anybody was wiped out. Anything owed to you was wiped out. Start with a clean slate. That's what's eventually going to happen here in the world. It's such a convoluted mess that there's no way to unravel it. They've screwed the system up so badly that you couldn't fix this. Just accounting, who owes who and how you get paid, it's impossible. There's a a chance that they would try, probably because of political pressure, to fix this thing and try and make it work, which is going to be a waste of time. They'll monkey around for 6 months or a year, and then they'll end up going back and declaring a reset because it's the only way to make this right. Hopefully, President Trump just does it up front. You know, the economy's screwed up. The Fed has 100 years to get us to this point. It's not fixable. This is what we do. People say, well, the banks will never go for that. The banks aren't going to have a choice because most of these bankers are going to prison, and I think some of them are going to be executed for treason because the same thing that's been going on in the media has been going on in the banks. They're all colluding. The most powerful people in the world and in the country have been colluding to get President Trump out of the office, to get him out of office. So they're not going to have a choice. Basically, what that means to you and I is that the same thing. Anything that's owed to you, pension funds, bank accounts, 401ks, stocks, bonds, they're all going to be wiped out. Anything you owe is going to be wiped out. So your house payment, your car payment, anything you hold, you're going to own. So you're going to own your car free and clear. You're going to own your house free and clear. But the trade-off is that, you know, you're going to lose out on a lot also. And that's why we have been beating this drum of buying insurance. Physical silver and Litecoin are insurance against what you're going to lose in this financial collapse. This is not my opinion. Go to the Watchman page or my personal page. I've got hundreds of articles and videos posted that prove the point. It is a mathematical certainty that within the next 12 months, the worldwide economy is going to collapse. And I think probably within the next 30 days is more likely. And could be Monday. If you have the means, I'm going to post again the websites to Coinbase where you can buy Litecoin and to a couple of silver dealers where you can buy your silver rounds. You can buy your physical silver. Anybody who has any questions on any of this, message me and I'll walk you through it. Don't wait. Don't wait till Monday because Monday morning the banks could shut down. If the deep state collapses it, that could happen. If President Trump declares a reset, that could happen. I'm not saying it's going to. I'm saying there's indications that we are at the end based on all of the indicators, and that with the timing right before Christmas, listen, if he was going to declare a reset, this is the perfect time, because where are we at? We're at Christmas, the holidays. Where are most people at the holidays? They're with family. They're together in groups. If you're going to declare a reset, the perfect time to do it is a Christmas break. Kids are out of school. You could do it with the least amount of impact on everyday life, because people are already kind of taking some time off so that the banks are closed and maybe people aren't going to work and possibly martial law. It's the best time to do it. So there's a lot of things that are kind of lined up right now that make me believe that the next 2 weeks is a great window for this. And Monday would be, you know, if you're going to pick a day, Monday would be it. So don't wait. For a few $100s, there are people that out of their pensions will lose a million plus, depending on how long, obviously, they've been paying in. One Litecoin. One Litecoin will cover your pension. Analysts believe in 2024, by 2024, a Litecoin is going to be worth $3 million. And I think that number is conservative. Cryptocurrencies are the future of money. They make banks obsolete at a time when no one is going to trust the banks. Because in a very short period of time here, everybody's going to understand how they have screwed us over the last 100 years. The corruption and the manipulation of the system to steal us blind. No one's going to trust the banks. It is the perfect storm for cryptocurrencies, especially Litecoin, precious metals, especially silver, are going to go through the roof. I mean, there are several good cryptos that are going to go through the roof. Bitcoin's going. But here's the deal. The same analysts that say Litecoin is going to be 3 million, they say Bitcoin's going to be worth 12 million. Well, here's the problem today. How many Litecoin at $40 can you buy for 7,500? Because that's the ballpark number of what Bitcoin is today. A lot. When you run the math, return on investment, Litecoin is going to far outperform Bitcoin. If you're a millionaire, you maybe want to put, a couple $100,000 in or $100,000 in Bitcoin, but I own Bitcoin. I sold at the top, at 20 grand. I don't anymore. I got like a few hundreds. Nothing really. All of our liquid assets are in physical silver and Litecoin. This is what God showed me. For those of you that are new, God called me to do this in 2014. He showed me things. He showed me the first ever worldwide financial collapse. He showed me the takedown of the swamp. He showed me the exposure of the worldwide satanic pedophile ring. She showed me Litecoin. He showed me physical silver. Showed me carbon 60. I'm just passing this information along. It's been 5 years now. Basically 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't do anything else. I'm obsessed with this mission. All of that research has only made me more positive about physical silver and Litecoin. The more research I do, the more I believe that I'm 100% correct in Litecoin and physical silver being huge into next year, and where this is all headed. 5 years ago, everybody called me crazy. Now, it doesn't look so crazy because there's a lot of information out there that's backing up everything I've been saying. And I'm going to bet you in a year, virtually everything I've been saying for the past 5 years is going to come to pass. So don't wait. If it doesn't happen Monday, it's going to happen. The worldwide economy has to collapse, guys. People talk about our debt being, 21 trillion. It's not 21 trillion, guys. It's closer to 250 to 300 trillion. This is money that's never going to be paid back. Worldwide debt is at record levels in every country. Every single country is broke. Listen, if China had the money, they would have never let that bond default because they know it could be the trigger to bring the whole thing down. They had to let it default. That's where we're at. They're all out of ammunition. The Fed's out of ammunition. All the central banks around the world are out of ammunition. All the countries around the world are broke. This is going to happen. It's only a matter of when. So, do you want to be basically left with nothing? Now, there are some theories floating around about, when they wipe everything out, the big concern is, well, how are we going to get the economy up and running again if everybody's broke? Because 90% of the population is going to have nothing. Their bank account's going to be gone. Their pension funds are going to be gone. They're talking about a system where they would give everybody like some seed money, which would be based on, one of the possibilities is based on what you've paid into Social Security. So the people that have paid in more, the older people, are going to get more seed money, and the younger kids who've got their whole careers ahead of them are going to get less. It's the fair way to do it, and it's a way to kind of jumpstart the economy again. The people who have physical silver and Litecoin are going to own the future. God wants his people to be in control of the financial markets. One of the reasons that these globalists got so powerful is because they control the purse strings. They own all the central banks. They own our Federal Reserve. It has to end. It's going to end. President Trump will make sure it ends. Everything's going to be different. Everything's going to go back to fair market value. The housing prices are going to go down 80%. You're going to be able to buy a brand new car for $100 or a piece of silver. Just wait. Mark my words. That's where this is going. An ounce of silver cost about $20 today with your premium. That's out the door, $20. Think about buying a brand new car for a $20 piece of silver. Now, it's not going to be $20 when you use it. But there are going to be people with things, with property, with autos, with boats, whatever. And they're going to have very little money. They're going to be happy to get whatever they can, to feed their family or to do whatever else they need that are necessities. They're going to get rid of all their toys, all the excess of things that they own. Pennies on the dollar is what you'll end up paying for virtually anything you want. If you've got a need for a big purchase, we've needed a new car. I put it off for 2 years now because I knew this was coming. Why am I going to pay $50,000 for a new car when I'm going to get it for a fraction of that? Anything you need, big ticket items, don't buy now. Take the money that you were going to use for that item and invest it. Don't pay your bills until you have to. Put them off to the last minute. One of the things that some of these idiots, so-called financial experts, who are basically saying the same thing, that the economy is going to collapse, are telling people to pay off all your debt first. If there's a possibility even that there's going to be a reset declared, why would you do that? Wouldn't you feel like an idiot if you've got, like, say, a car that's got $5,000 left on it, and you pay that off instead of buying silver Litecoin? You buy $5,000 worth of silver Litecoin, your kids are going to be set for life. And then you pay off a car that you were going to get free and clear anyway. You just wasted the chance of a lifetime. And it's not even the chance of a lifetime, guys. This is the greatest financial opportunity in history. Has never happened before. It will never happen again. Just think about something that you pay $40 for today is worth millions in 5 years. You, even if you're not sure, you gotta buy $50 or $100 worth. $20 would make you a millionaire in 5 years. $20. Listen, everybody I know, and I know some people that are going through hard times, can come up with $20 one way or another. You know, you don't buy Starbucks for a couple of days. You don't buy beer or cigarettes or wine, whatever. Everybody has something that they could cut back on. Don't miss this opportunity, guys. There's 84 million Litecoin total in the world. 84 million. There's 7.5 billion people in the world. The biggest part of the population is in Asia. They love cryptocurrencies in Asia. There's about 65 million Litecoins sold already. So that leaves 20 million approximately left. How fast do you think those 20 million are going to go when the shit hits the fan? When the banks close or they declare a reset? Like a snap of the fingers. Forget about it. If you don't already have it, you're probably not going to get it, or you're going to pay 10 times more for it. That's both with physical silver. I don't think you'll be able to buy physical silver for months once this happens, because no one's going to want to sell it. It's going to be going up so fast every day that no one will sell it unless they're in an emergency situation. The same thing with Litecoin. I don't plan on selling Litecoin for at least a couple of years. And the same with silver. It's only going to go up. Don't miss this opportunity. You'll kick yourself for the rest of your life. There's a lot of fear porn out there right now. Here's something else that's kind of connected to what we were talking about with Putin and President Trump. Now they're banging the war drums over there that they're afraid that Russia is going to get in a battle with NATO. Not going to happen, guys. China, Russia, and the United States all understand that the globalists are begging for a war. Any way they could get it. They've been trying since President Trump won the election to start a war somewhere. Putin is way too smart for this. He's like President Trump. He's 10 moves ahead of these guys. They aren't going to fall into that trap, but this is another way for people, and there's the tough talk, right? So everybody thinks that now Putin and President Trump are butting heads. Oh yeah, there's no collusion. They don't like each other. It's all theatrics. It's all for the cameras so the people don't get nervous about it. It's all good, guys. Don't listen to China's going to invade or the UN's coming for our guns. We got the thing going on in Virginia. I must have got 10 messages through Messenger, and I want to talk about that too, about Virginia. And everybody's up in arms about the Second Amendment. You're falling into their trap. They're not going to take the guns. President Trump isn't going to allow them. At this point in history, I guarantee you, President Trump will not allow the seizure of weapons from the mass population. They might have a little niche where they can get a couple of guns and create some havoc and some people that are going off the deep end. Don't fall for it. It's meaningless. All of these issues are going to be addressed before President Trump leaves office. As soon as the swamp is drained, all of the propaganda stops because the people that are causing all the propaganda are going to be either locked up or executed. It's over once the swamp drains. The world changes overnight once the swamp is drained. Don't fall for the fear porn. They're not coming for our guns. Russia's not going to attack the EU or NATO. China's not going to invade. The UN isn't going to come for our guns. I mean, that one is just... these people. There's 1 million troops in the world. In the whole world, there's 1 million UN troops. No air support. So explain to me how 1 million troops are going to come into our country with no air support against the strongest military the world has ever seen, with 320 million Americans, with 500 million guns, and billions around of ammo. It would be a massacre. Those 1 million troops will be slaughtered in a week or two, if that. It's crazy talk. The Japanese said it the best in the Second World War. They said no country will ever invade America because they will find a gun behind every blade of grass. And now, 50, 60 years later, we have about 100 times more guns and 1,000 times more ammo. So bring it on, guys. It's not going to happen. It's crazy talk. It's all a distraction. The Second Amendment is a distraction. The censorship, they're trying to keep us off of FISA, satanic pedophilia, Epstein, Nexium, the things that are going to bring them down. They're trying to distract us from that. So don't fall for it. We've got to be smarter than them. They got nothing, guys. This is over. There's nothing they can do. Nothing's going to change what's happening. And you can see the fear. I mean, look at Pelosi. She can't even put a sentence together. She's so scared. Trying to convince everybody that she's got the power. Yeah. Right. I mean, my God, she's a... I don't know. It's nothing to worry about, guys. We are... President Trump and God are 1,000% in control here. There's nothing to fear. I couldn't write a better script. From 5 years ago, when we started this journey, to today, there's no way I thought we'd ever get here. That without millions dying. I thought we were going to defeat the globalists, but I thought it was going to be costly. And look at this. Look where we're at. With, at least as far as the general public's concerned, hardly a shot being fired. There's a lot been going on behind the scenes that's all going to come out. But for the world, business as usual. They don't see it. It's all behind the scenes. Bases around the world, underground bases, deep underground bases, that's all going to come out. Anyway, don't fall for it. It's all a distraction. Another clue will be Sunday, tomorrow night. Take a look at the futures in the stock market. If this is going down, if it's going down on Monday, I would expect a couple of things to happen. I would expect that the futures are really going to sell off starting Sunday evening, because they'll tank Monday if this is going down. that for sure, you got to keep an eye on. There was something else too, but I'll think of it. Oh, and then the crypto prices will start to go through the roof too. They'll start climbing tomorrow and Monday. So if you're able to put any kind of money at all into this, do it tonight or tomorrow. Don't wait till Monday. Oh, and don't forget, extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo. You need all these things, guys. I don't think, by what I've been shown, that this is going to be a very violent, dangerous situation. I think that President Trump has got this game planned out. Based on his performance from the beginning to today, I think he's got it handled. I think, here's the most critical things. Power staying on, grocery stores having some kind of food. If he does those two things, if he keeps food in the stores and the power on, we'll get through this thing fine. It's going to get dicey. Not that there won't be some civil unrest. There'll probably be martial law, which is a good thing. That's the other thing. You're going to hear a lot of these right-wingers, which I am one of, that are going to claim that, oh God, Constitution, he's going crazy, he's going to ignore it. We have nothing to fear from President Trump. It's the guys that are after President Trump that we have to fear. And they are about done. So we should all be celebrating in the streets right now. From where we are, and I know for most, and it doesn't look that way because they control the media. Trust me, if we had an honest media, this circus would have already been over. They could have never got us to the point that we're at. The only reason they're able to do it is because they own 100% the media. They don't own us. That's why they're so worried about us. People like us doing exactly what we're doing is their biggest fear. And along those lines, I've been really careful. I got banned for, 2 weeks or something. So I've been pretty careful. And now they're seeing our numbers start to go up, right? So for the last couple of days, I haven't been able to invite friends to the Watchman page. I can do everything else, but I can't invite any friends. They went back into the summer and they found 2 posts that I made that were marginal. And basically what I said was my opinion. Barack Obama will be indicted for treason and will be executed. And, my God, I didn't say we're going to take him out and hang him. We're going to go through a legal process. Anyway, I can't invite friends until like the 4th of January. So any new members, I normally send an invite and what I've been doing is calling my friends, my personal friends, and recruiting basically digital warriors. People that I see are out there every day doing the same thing we're already doing. So it's an easy transition, and they're excited, I think, about being a part of this, and it's going great. So they're trying to, again, hold us back any way they can. We counteract this by being more aggressive with our shares. Everybody should be sharing the live chats. Any kind of positive Christian or patriot content, share it. Share as much as you can. This is what they don't want. Because the more information we get out there, the more people we're going to get woke up. And that is our main job here. We need to wake up as many people as we can and get them prepared between right now and whenever this goes. We got to keep fighting the fight, guys. We can't sit back now because we've got it won and cruise, because every person makes a difference. And we are getting people prepared every single day. I'm on the phone every day with 3 or 4 people or text about getting this stuff set up. So don't let up. Keep pushing. We're almost there. I think, oh man, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Okay, let's see what we got for questions. It's going all our way, guys. They can't do anything right. I keep saying it. Everything President Trump does turns to gold, and everything they do blows up in their face. There's no saving them. And listen, explain to me, with the best president we've ever had, and God guiding and protecting him, how in the hell are they going to do anything? They're finished. Kathleen, how you doing? Cousin Bill, Trevor, how you guys doing? Yeah, get your money out of the bank and into alternative Litecoin and physical silver. We've talked about Litecoin. Physical silver will outperform gold at least 8 times. It goes to historical averages. I don't want to get into the explanation now, but buy silver instead of gold. Danielle, how you doing? Late. Susan, hello. Danielle got an account started for Litecoin. Beautiful. Well, buy some tonight, Danielle. Or tomorrow. Don't wait. You know, $100, $200, whatever you can do. Get it started. Yeah, physical silver now, guys, they actually will ship it to you. So if you go on the internet tonight, and again, I'm going to post these websites, you can buy it tonight. The price is locked in. So if everything blows up on Monday, you're going to own that silver at today's prices. So don't wait till Monday to do this. Because the price on Monday, if this goes down by Monday night, if it's, say, first thing Monday morning, everything blew up. By Monday night, silver's going to be 100, 150 an ounce. So Danielle's asking how you get Litecoin out. There's a perfect example. Because of the situation, I probably have $10 in the bank right now. Everything's in, like I said, silver and Litecoin. I've got more Litecoin in Coinbase than I would have normally. But for me, for all of us, it's better to have it in Coinbase than in the bank. So I think I've got probably 50 coins left in Coinbase that we're using to live off of. You know, if we've got a bill I've got to pay, I sell some Litecoins on Coinbase before 7 in the morning. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the cash is in my bank account. So it's protected from the bank. It's not in my wallet, but it takes me 2 minutes to take it from Coinbase into my wallet. So I can be ahead of anything that goes down. Because Coinbase, even if the economy collapsed on Monday, Coinbase, worst case scenario, will probably be around for a couple of weeks. And I would say months, because they're probably the most secure exchange out there for cryptocurrencies. I wouldn't be worried about them going down right away. But eventually you want to get your coins out of Coinbase into your Ledger Nano S. That's a thumb drive. It's a hard wallet. It's the most secure way to store it. The problem with Coinbase is they're an exchange. So they don't buy coins dollar for dollar. They're like a bank. They leverage it. And so if there's a rush on them and everybody wants their Litecoins at once, it could cause them to collapse. So you want to get your coins out as quickly as you can. If you're going to do this, you want to order your Ledger, order it directly from Ledger. I'll also put that site up in the comments section of the live chat for tonight. Danielle is asking about loans. If you're talking about the reset, yeah, it includes everything, all debt, wiped out. Anything you can have a 5-year-old bill with a phone company. It's all going to be wiped clean, guys. If and when they do the reset, and again, eventually they're going to have to. They're not going to have a choice. Yeah, they don't. You know why they won't take it back? Lisa's telling, basically just saying that her son has volunteered to return a car. They don't want it. I was just talking to a buddy of mine who basically works in the scrap business. It picks up cars, metal, whatever. They have like brand new cars, like 2018s, 2017s that have been in accidents, minor accidents, like maybe a fender. At auction, they're bringing $100. Nobody wants them. These are cars that would have bought thousands of dollars 6 months ago. They're getting $100 for them because everybody sees this is coming. It's all out there, guys. Don't get caught. Anybody who has questions on this, feel free to message me. That's what I'm here for. This is my job. I'm not selling anything. I don't take donations. All I ask is if you profit from what you learn here, that you pay it forward. That's all God wants. Corey's asking again, I'm going to post a couple of websites where you can buy physical silver. I'm going to post a website, Coinbase, where you can buy Litecoin. I'm going to post the Ledger website where you can buy your Ledger Nano S, where you're going to store your Litecoin. That's everything you need as far as the financial end goes. And then any other questions you have, message me. Oh, and before I forget, we have to have a new policy here, guys, on messaging. Do not, here's the problem going on with Facebook right now. There's a ton of hackers out there. What they'll do is they'll hack one of your friends, maybe one of your good friends, and then they'll send you an attachment that you've got to open that's a virus. And you think it came from your best friend, but he'd been hacked the night before. Do not open any attachments. Anybody involved with us, do not send any more attachments through Messenger. It's okay to text where they can just read what you wrote. Do not send attachments. I won't open them anymore. Just because I'm not going to, I got burned that way. The same exact way. Friend, who I thought was a friend, sent me I should have known better, but I was in a hurry, clicked on it, bang. So don't send any more attachments. Anything they've got to open, don't send it. Nobody's opening them anymore. It's just not, it's not secure. But But you can send me a message through Messenger, just, a text. I will post my cell number in the comments tonight. So if you need to text or call me, you can do that too. I very seldom pick up. If you do call me, just leave a message with your phone number and I'll get back to you. Yeah, Putin Putin knows exactly what's going on. He knows that Clinton and the rest of them are a bunch of satanic pedophiles. Rita, how you doing? This could go down any day, guys. We are at the point where the swamp could go down any day. The economy could go down any day. You got to be ready. Polney thinks it's going to be before Christmas. Yeah, things are ready to break, guys. I've never seen anything like this. What's going on around the world? It's just not the financial end of it. It's an awakening. Q talked about the Great Awakening. It's about people waking up to what has really been going on in the world, all the corruption and the manipulation, and they're fed up. You're seeing it in the EU. You're seeing it in Hong Kong. I mean, there's 15 countries around the world that they're protesting. The whole thing's blown up, guys. Communism, I believe in 10 years or less, communism is going to be eradicated from the world. I think Russia is going to be first, probably within 5 years, and I think China will be within 10 or less. Now, I can't watch football, guys. I've watched I think a little bit of one game. Here's the thing. I have a hard time watching movies anymore because I know what a lot of these guys. Tom Hanks used to be one of my favorite actors. I can't watch. I won't go see that new movie he's got out, and I heard it's supposed to be pretty good. He's murdered children. Spielberg has murdered children. I mean, I cannot. I walk around every day and I see people who don't have a clue what's going on. I can't imagine. I mean, I just can't do it. I am 100% focused on what's going on in the world because we need any edge we can get. Knowledge at this particular point in time is more important than at any time in world history. The people that see the future are going to thrive through this coming new world. That's the whole point of this, guys, to put God's people in control of the new financial system and to eradicate the satanic pedophiles who've been controlling our world since Babylon. This has been going on for thousands of years, guys, and it's coming to an end. Thanks, David. Yeah, dollars going in the tank. We're going to go to a gold-backed currency. That's happening. And Litecoin, I believe, is going to be the main currency that is how people settle debts around the world. Is going to be through Litecoin. If you can't get online, guys, you won't be able to move it. It doesn't make any difference. You won't want to use it in the next year. You're going to put it in your ledger and you're going to park it. So the internet going down is not a big deal. The internet might go down. It's going to come back up. It's going to come up way before you ever want to sell any Litecoin. So don't listen. That's what the banks tell you. Oh, if the internet goes down, you're not going to be able to access it. Well, Christ, you can't access your bank account if the internet goes down anymore. So don't listen to the propaganda. They're trying to scare you away from precious metals and cryptocurrencies. They want you in the system so they can control you. You want assets that are outside the system. So you don't have to worry. You want the economy, yeah, go ahead, collapse. We need it to collapse. That's how we're going to get rid of all these criminal bankers. You're welcome, Corey. Yeah, we watch a couple hours a night just to kind of clear my head. Um, but it's hard, you know. If I'm awake, I'm on the computer, and I sleep like 4 hours. I sleep 4 hours a night, so I'm on the computer 16 plus hours. Okay, guys, that's all the questions. Um, I think I'm gonna end it here for tonight. I'm tired. Remember, don't wait. Don't procrastinate. When you're reaching out, we don't have much time left. The people that you care about, you got to reach out to them. You got to give them a shot to get ready for this thing. Um, they're going to understand, if they get upset with you or whatever, it's okay. Because in a very short period of time, they're going to thank you for what you tried to do. But we're close. If you're going to do them any good, you got to do it this weekend and get this process started. I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Remember, fear not. God and President Trump are 1,000% in control. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5. God bless.